day to you, folks of YouTube. I'm your host, Vert343, and I'm back here today to talk about Doom! So strap into your UAC issue armor, grab your plasma rifle, and saddle up for a retrospective on a game that was at one point installed on more computers than the Windows operating system. So with that, let's go ahead and take a retrospective on Doom. Just remember, this is all from the point of view of a slightly insane 16-year-old Brit, so if you don't agree, you can argue with me in the arguments section down below. Graphically, Doom is, well, amazing by 1993 standards, although the standards for 1993 were 2D graphics with basic colour sprites, so effectively non-existent. The graphics are actually entirely 2D, but they're used to portray a 3D environment from a first-person perspective, making it 2.5D. Doom's story matters about as much as the story you'd find in a porno, but to sum it up, science stuff happens on Mars. You get moved to Mars for punching your superior who told you to shoot civilians. More science stuff happens, and then they accidentally let demons onto Mars, so you go ahead and shoot the demons to kill them. Now, before I talk about the gameplay, I want to make it very clear that this gameplay is from a source port, specifically GZ Doom, and not the original Doom. The reason I say this is because in the original Doom you couldn't look up or down or jump due to its 2.5 dimensional nature. You also couldn't crouch, which you can with certain mods and a lot of source ports. I'm also using the Ultimate Doom re-release instead of the absolute original because it includes the 4th chapter and is much easier to acquire. The one thing you could do in the original Doom is run faster than a pissed off cheetah wearing rocket boots as if it's your walking speed, which in all fairness it pretty much is. Although your running speed sounds more unnecessary than a .666 caliber pistol, you're going to need it, mostly because the demon designs are about as fair as bringing a minigun to a knife fight. You've got demons such as zombies with pistols, motherfuckers with shotguns, fireball-throwing druggies, pink pigs that charge at you as if they're trying to run you over, invisible pigs, a demon that is literally just 12-foot tall Arnold Schwarzenegger as a demon that can also throw fireballs, pissed-off balloons that puke fireballs, flying skulls, the not-so-incredible Hulk except a normal colour instead of green, but with a fucking rocket launcher for an arm, and a robot spider with a minigun strapped to its face. Of course, like any good game, Doom makes you fight a staggering quantity of these demons all at once in a variety of similar-ish looking arenas, although the geometry changes drastically between levels, but more than between levels, between chapters. Doom features a chapter-based campaign which goes through 3 original chapters, one of which you can get for free, and a 4th that is included as a bonus in the Ultimate Doom re-release. And, well, there's also Sigil, which is John Romero's 25th anniversary Doom episode, which he considers an unofficial 5th episode. Each chapter has its own not particularly unique setting. Knee Deep in the Dead takes place on the UAC Phobos base with more industrial-looking levels. The Shores of Hell takes place on Deimos inside a lost UAC facility with a mixture of industrial and hellish design. On the other hand, Inferno and Sigil take place in Hell, while Thy Flesh Consumed takes place somewhere between Earth, Hell and High School. Knee Deep in the Dead is the most iconic of the 3 original Doom episodes, being free and having one of the most iconic songs in all of gaming. That song is Episode 1 Mission 1, At Doom's Gate, which you heard in the opening of this video. Even though Knee Deep in the Dead is much more well known than the other 3 episodes, the other 3 episodes in the Ultimate Doom are extremely fun to play and feature much more chance to use the game's bigger weapons, such as the plasma rifle and the legendarily big fucking gun. Speaking of weapons, Doom features quite a few weapons that would later go on to become FPS archetypes, appearing in everything from Call of Duty to Team Fortress 2. The most iconic of these weapons is the aptly named shotgun, a simple weapon but a powerful one, which the player will likely rely on for most of their time playing Doom, as other ammo can generally be quite scarce. Besides the shotgun, you've got other awesome weapons, such as the chain gun, plasma rifle, rocket launcher, big fucking gun, and a motherfucking chainsaw. Well, unless you count just tossing your gun to the side, absorbing some steroids, and beating the demons to death with your bare hands as a weapon. Ammo-wise, by the end of each chapter, you will be positively drowning in shotgun shells, with enough bullets to spare to arm a small military for a fair few years, a fair few rockets as well, and of course about enough energy cells to recharge a singular, well-worn AA battery, because those things are rare as fuck. Unlike many modern first-person shooters, Doom does not have any regenerating health whatsoever. You've got to pick up health and armor like a man. Medkits and armor boosts can be found around the levels in decent quantities, enough to get any decent player through most difficulties. Uniquely, the armor shard can boost your armor above 100%, up to 200%. Though for health you either have to get a soul sphere or a lot of health vials for 200% to be achieved. The most powerful quote-unquote medical item in the game is the Mega Sphere, also known as Mega Health, which instantly puts you up to both 200% health and 200% armor, even if you have no armor and 1 health point remaining when you pick it up. Though these aren't the only items Doom has to offer, you can also get a Berserker pack which heals you to 100% health and boosts your melee damage by 10 times, a backpack to allow you to carry more ammunition, an invulnerability power-up, a cloaking power-up, a night vision power-up, and a hazard suit. The hazard suit protecting you from the environmental hazards found within the levels. The levels are also full of exploding barrels, which are extremely useful for blowing up groups of smaller demons or damaging larger demons, or if you're unlucky enough getting yourself blown up when a random blast from an imp hits the barrel just behind you. The last thing to talk about related to the gameplay is the mods. Doom has a ton of mods available from many different sources for many different source ports. The most common source port for a mod to use is GZ Doom, which is really good because GZ Doom is an amazing source port. The mods are extremely varied, with mods such as Brutal Doom being pretty standard modernizations, mods like Doom 4 Doom adding features from other games, and mods like Guncaster completely overhauling everything and making an entirely new experience out of a game from 1993. It's now time to talk about the impact that Doom had, and it was a massive impact. Doom hit the gaming industry like a tactical nuke hits a team in Modern Warfare, propelling the first-person shooter genre into existence as the Doom clone genre. You heard me right. Doom hit the industry so hard it not only spawned an entire genre, but got that genre named after it. Doom's influence on the games industry extends much further than just spawning the first-person shooter genre. It also extends as far as gameplay tropes and entire weapon classes. For instance, shotguns became a must-include weapon in first-person shooters thanks to Doom, and the use of verticality in shooters was also pioneered in Doom, albeit with staircases. Doom was also the first highly successful game to actually use a first-person perspective. In a Doom press release, id Software was quoted as saying, "In 1993, we fully expect to be the #1 cause of decreased productivity in businesses around the world." And this did come partially true, with many businesses and schools outright banning Doom due to its deathmatch mode. The deathmatch mode of Doom was known to clog up computer systems, leading many companies and schools to make policies that added up to either no Doom whatsoever, or no Doom during work or school hours. Old reviews of Doom are hard to find, and any reviews I can find vary anywhere from 4 or 5 out of 10 all the way up to 10 out of 10. Most of the low-scoring reviews I found can be knocked out as being improper or just outright wrong, such as being reviewed in 2004, over a decade after release, against 2004's games. Overall, I'm going to say the average review is an 8.5, because the majority of the spread is a lot of 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. Personally, I would rate the original Doom a 9 out of 10 for a few reasons. The #1 reason I rate Doom a 9 out of 10 is its high-speed gameplay and amazing mods. Besides the high speed, the solid weapons and genuinely well-designed levels are a big plus. Not to mention the emphasis on pickups over regenerating health and inclusion of power-ups are also extremely fun to play with. Not to mention the gore, which to this day still feels extremely satisfying. Because a lot of reviews range from a 7 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10, I would say that the difference between my estimate 8.5 average and my given 9 out of 10 are completely negligible, making Doom 1993 therefore be a fairly rated game. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and BFG blast that bell icon to see more uploads from me. Thank you for watching. I have been your host, Vert343, signing off. Peace out, gentlemen.